Good morning, grade 10s. How's everyone doing? We're back at it. Give me those green check marks, please, in Blackboard, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited to be back. Yes. I feel like I haven't seen you guys in like ages. Like ages. Hi, welcome, Alyssa. Nice to see you. Nice to meet you finally. I'm excited that everyone's here and that we're ready to start. I just want to go over the calendar, you guys, for the week. I have a couple of announcements and then we'll jump right in because we're starting social studies and I know everyone's excited. That's my happy dance, by the way, you guys. Yes. All right. So here we go, because I'm super excited. Good morning, Belle. Glad you could join us. So, ladies and gentlemen, what do we have going on this month for the next 2 days that it is January? All right, so it looks like Miss Mac, the amazing Miss Mac, has put our schedule into the weeks, right, you guys? So if you're ever wondering, because this is, and I don't know if Miss Mac went over this with you guys yesterday, but my other half of my job this semester is changing and I teach like full time now, right? So I've got you guys and then I've also got 2 classes here in the district at Mount Boucherie teaching the planning ADC. So that means that my schedule like rotates all the time with Mount Boucherie. So it means that our schedule, okay, awesome. So that means our schedule is going to be rotating, right, you guys? So just be aware, you're still going to be online from Monday to Thursday. It's just going to, it might be different. It's not going to be set in stone who you're going to have each week, right? Okay, so super excited about that. Now, looks like tomorrow you've got some art lessons, another session with art lessons. Oh, perfect. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for letting me know. No problem. I'm assuming, though, that Jessica, you're in the live, so you're good, okay? Awesome. And then I'm going to quickly flip to February here, too, you guys, since this week is February. All right. Looks like we're starting badminton on Friday. Okay, you guys? I know this is a super popular field trip. So if you are going, make sure you sign up in that Google Doc, ladies and gentlemen, because this one gets full fast. And I know Mr. Fender, like, I like going to this one and he won't even let me play, right? Because it's too packed. So make sure that you guys sign up, okay? No problem. All right, we will hopefully get organized here with people having some issues, but hopefully that helps. Okay, awesome. So, and yeah, it looks like, you know, look at Miss Mac. She's so organized. She put in basically the whole month of February. I'm going to have to go back and change that. Okay, so she put that on my calendar. Now, so that is all I really wanted to mention around the homeroom and the calendar. Oh, I know what else I wanted to mention. February 15th, and I think we've got it on here. Remember, Experience OC. This is a mandatory field trip, right? We want to take you guys to this. This is going to be like the party program where everybody should be experiencing this. This gives you guys a fantastic opportunity, okay, to be going to OC to experience the day in a life of a college student, okay? Now, myself, I believe Miss Wood, I don't know if Miss Mac's coming with us, I don't know, but for sure Miss Wood and I will be coming with you guys. We sent you guys, or on the day of the English final, you guys got your permission field trip forms plus the booklet about the different sessions. Yeah, obviously, Caitlin, that's totally fine. There's not going to be like an assignment or anything around it, okay? This is just an experience that we want you guys to have, okay? With that, you guys, Miss Wood sent you guys all emails yesterday around how to sign up for those sessions. All right, so make sure that you get to that Experience OC website and sign up for your sessions. Okay, perfect. And even if they don't, think about, you guys, think back to, you know, when we were doing our planning, right? Think back, if they don't have like anything specific to what you're thinking about going forward in your careers, just think broad, right? That sort of thing. Because really, honestly, you guys, when you guys go to college, you're not instantly going to go into the program that you're hoping to go into, right? It really is, when you do your first and second year, it's just general. You're still going to have to take an English. You're probably still going to have to take a beginner math, right? That sort of thing. So just be aware of that, right? So it's okay. So just sign up for stuff that you're interested in. If you are, yeah, Belle, was that the mystery box one? I was signing my kids up out at Boucherie as well, you guys. Yeah, lots of kids signed up for that. If you do go, if you do actually plan on attending OC though, you guys, I do suggest there's two sessions that are occurring. One was called Tour and one was called The Life of a Student, a day in the life of a student, or something around that effect. If you plan on going to OC, take one of those sessions, because I've done both of those. The tour of OC is amazing, especially even if you're going into the trades. You get to see all the cool trades buildings, super cool. And then also the day in the life actually gives you, it's run by students who are at college right now, and they tell you what their day actually looks like, right? About how it's very different from high school, the high school setting, okay? So I really like that session, okay? Awesome, perfect. Perfect, yeah, Alexis, that's totally fine. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so that's what I wanted to mention. So make sure that you guys do that signing up ASAP, okay? Because it will fill up, all right? So make sure that that gets done today. All right, I think we are done with homeroom. I'm gonna close that out. All right, you are now all in, you guys, social studies. Ooh, you're all enrolled in social studies now. So, fresh slate, new classes. Hopefully science went well yesterday with Miss Mack, you guys. And I'm super excited because, you know, when we were doing English, I was still like getting to know you guys, right? And we were getting to know each other. And that's fantastic. I love that. And I was really getting to know you, right? With English, we really dove into that whole personal, social, emotional connection with your identity and how you identified with different characters and stuff like that. And I want to kind of still go on that theme around socials, but we're going to broaden it, right? We're going to now expand our experience. But what I like about social studies is, number one, obviously, I love social studies. It's one of my passions. What I know now is that I think with your guys' group, I can take even a little bit more risks with my teaching and what we're going to learn. So we're going to switch it up a bit this semester, you guys. And I'm going to take some risks. We might fall flat on our face, and that's okay, right? I really want you guys to guide where we go in social studies this year with our own learning, okay? So normally when I plan, right, because it's online, I have all of my assignments laid out and everything's nice and neat and everything's pretty, and I just say, go do this assignment and it's all good, right? I'm not doing that this semester with you guys. Ooh, okay? I literally have one assignment made up, and that's today. And we're just going to build our learning together. You guys are going to tell me where we're going to go, okay? I have a vague idea, and I want, you know, you guys to come with me. But really, so I really want to personalize because I want you guys to be interested in your interests, right, around this, okay? So don't be scared, Paige. Really, it should be me that's scared. We're all in this together, all right? So here we go. Yes. Okay, so here we go, you guys. Let's get started on social studies. You know, I always, and actually before we get started, here is, you know, and actually, I've got the course expectations. I've got a course outline on there. Feel free, you guys, I've thrown up some ideas around what I've done in the past and what I'd like to do currently. But again, if our path takes us somewhere else, this could be completely obsolete. I just have it up here as like a guideline, right? Like I said. But one thing that we will definitely be doing is the Heritage Fair. We're going to be doing the Heritage Fair again. You guys are going to do it with the grade 9s this year. So that's super, super exciting, right? Most of you guys, I think, experienced it last year. So we're going to do it again as well, okay? So feel free to take a look at this, you guys. It's a course outline. You've all read course outlines. It's pretty standard. Nothing changes for me for how I mark, right, or how I assess you guys and your learning. We're still going to be using our e-portfolios for an assessment piece. I'm still going to have you guys go back to your Weeblies and display some work and put up your learning, okay? Yeah, I know, Caitlin. It's hard when you do it online, right? And so this year it'll be a little, maybe it'll be a bit better, right? Because remember too, Caitlin, that was Mr. Fender's first time going through it as well with Heritage Fair. Yeah. Yeah, you'll still be doing it, Caitlin. Yeah, for sure. You and Sean will still be doing it. You just won't, like, obviously be here in person. We'll have to do it online, right? That sort of thing. Just like last year. But you'll probably be presenting to me this year, not Mr. Fender. All right? So just to let, that's awesome, Belle. You guys had a fantastic project. And did you guys enjoy it? Did you love it? I remember that actually, Belle. Yes, I knew Belle and Shiloh loved this project, so I know that you guys will do well this year as well. So you guys can see how we're gonna, you know, assess our learning, right? So our assignments, our projects, is gonna be around that 80%, and our conversations and our discussion forums and my observations of you guys, okay, are gonna be about 20%. I'm going to try a little bit something different too with assessment this semester, you guys. And I want to be open and honest about it, okay? And I want you guys to be way more of a part of it. You know, in English, we did do a lot of self-reflection, a lot of peer review, peer work, that sort of thing. And we're going to continue on with that. But I'm going to take it up a notch and go to a different level with the assessment this year, or this semester. And because I think you guys are ready for this. And, you know, at midterm time and probably final time, we'll probably sit down and do a conference with each and every one of you. We, I mean me, we will sit down together and have a conference. And I'd like to come up with your grade together is really what I have envisioning in my mind. I'm percolating ideas, okay, about where our assessment is going to go and how I come up with that final where you are in your learning journey, right? That sort of thing. So just some ideas coming out, and I love it because you guys are so open and, you know, you're great learners and you guys take risks too, and that's why I want to do this with you, okay? All right, so that is really the first course outline, okay? You guys can read through that. It's not anything exciting. Okay? All right. First assignment though, or first big idea that I really want to delve into, and I don't think we do this enough, okay? Whenever I start social studies, I just kind of assume that you guys have these preconceived notions of what social studies actually is. And what does it mean, right? I have my own concept of how I envision what social studies is, but I'd like to know what your guys' thoughts are, right? Around what is social studies. So we're going to start with this really big concept today, okay? And really talk about the importance of social studies and what is social studies, okay? So, and like I said, because I don't, because I'm doing this a little bit differently, literally, you guys, I don't even know if I'll have PowerPoints this semester. We might just be going straight off of Moodle and doing it straight from the assignment, okay, you guys? Because if, you know, where our path leads us, I don't know if I'll have time to make stuff look pretty. Ooh, we'll see, okay? All right, so the importance of social studies. This is where I want to start, okay? I want to ask you this question. What is social studies? What is it? So this is what we're going to do. We've done this before, and I want to take it to that next level. Okay, it's called a provocation. So I want you guys to go to Google Images. No, Lindsay, I'm not big on notes. Okay, I am not big on notes at all. Okay. No problem, Caitlin. So can you do me a favor? You're going to find your image and then you're going to explain it right into the chat. Okay? So those of you that have it, if you have issues putting an image on the whiteboard, like I said, that's okay. Just in the room chat, you're going to explain what your image looks like and why you chose it. So what is social studies? So I want you to go to the internet, go to Google, go to a browser, and find an image that represents what you think social studies is all about. You're going to post it onto the whiteboard, and then that's it. All I want is just the images up there, okay? Then we're going to partner up and explain why we chose that image. Then we'll share out to the class, okay? So let's take 3 minutes to go find that image and post it on the whiteboard. All right, and I'm gonna let you, I gotta give you guys whiteboard privilege. There we go. So let's take 2 minutes and go, or sorry, 3 minutes and go find that image and post it on the whiteboard, you guys. Make sure it's sized appropriately so that everyone's fits. Okay, go ahead and get started. All right. Fantastic, you guys. If you haven't put up your image yet, that's okay. You still have time to do it. Go ahead, okay? But what I'd like to do now, and I'm just going to clear so I can actually see. All right. So what you're going to do now is let's mix it up. Raise our hands. I know, Christiana, it's all good. And we'll get partnered up here. Perfect. Make sure everybody raises their hands. We want to make sure that we are, because if you don't raise your hand, then you get stuck with me. And nobody likes that, because then I actually make you think. All right. So Cassie and Caitlin P, Lindsay and Paige, Emily and Hallie, Bryn and Belle, Alyssa and Jocelyn, Kaylin and, oh, let me guess, Angelina, and Alexis and Caitlin, and then Christiana and Sean. You guys are going to partner up. I am going to give you 5 minutes to chat with your partner, okay, about which image you chose, and if you didn't have a chance to put your image up on the whiteboard, just explain what it is, right, and why, okay? And why you guys, or why you personally chose that image to represent what you believe social studies is. Okay? Who just wrote that? Who doesn't know if, oh, Caitlin T. Who are you partnered up with, Caitlin? With Alexis? Okay, so if you don't mind, because I think you're right, because you're on your phone, I don't think you can private chat. Is there any way, like if you feel comfortable, do you mind just chatting in the room chat? Alexis, Christiana, are you okay? Or Christiana, Alexis and Caitlin, are you guys doing that okay? Okay, perfect. So you guys just type into the room chat. All right? Okay, you got 5 minutes. Go ahead and get started. All right. I'm literally just quickly going through what you guys were talking about here. And I love it. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to showcase what you guys were actually talking about, all right? So now in the room chat, what I want you to do is you don't get to share your own though. You have to share what your partner's image was and why they chose that, okay? So it's going to showcase whether or not you were listening or reading what your partner was discussing, okay? So in the room chat, type out which was their image and then why they chose that image, okay? In your own words. Don't just go and copy and paste what they said, okay? Awesome. Perfect, okay? And we'll just keep this on Blackboard here. Awesome. So Alexis, and then maybe just say who your partner was, you guys, and what their image was, right? Perfect. And which one did she choose? That's all right, Emily. Perfect. It was one of the Wordles, right, Jocelyn? Awesome. Yeah, that's one of my favorite Wordles. Perfect. Thank you, Kaylin. Awesome. Thanks, Belle. Good. So you guys can see, start looking at what everyone's writing and start seeing if you can start coming up with some words and concepts around what is social studies, right? Good. Excellent. Perfect. Nice work, you guys. Fantastic. So now this is where I want to take this, you guys. So we really do have an idea of what social studies is. So can we now come up as a class, what is the definition of social studies? Good. So I see some themes occurring just as you're typing out your definitions into the room chat, you guys. I see some things coming out, right? History, geography, people, their interaction with the environment and living things around them, right? Ooh, Cassie. I love that. Learning about the study of social constructs and how it affects the world. Awesome. Learning about the world in different cultures. Bryn, is that really it? We just learned about the world in different cultures. Can we kind of expand on that? Creds to Google. Good. Yeah, Belle, I love that. Yeah. Okay, so now we're getting into it because it's not just learning about history or learning about geography or learning about people or cultures, okay? It really is the study of the interaction of all of those things and how it affects the world. And I know somebody mentioned it in their private chat. economics and the political atmosphere and all of those different things, all tied together. Exactly. Think about the two words, social studies, right? Being social, how we interact with each other and our environment, right, is really what we are studying. And then how that affects our politics, our environment, our whatever, our whole world, our society, our culture, everything, right? Yeah, absolutely. Our laws, Christiana. Yeah, all of those things. So it really is a little bit deeper than just studying history or just studying geography, right? It's a combination of everything and how it interacts with each other, okay? So now my question becomes, why is that important? Why study social studies, right? That's my next question to you. What do you think? I just want to get a little preamp of why do you think social studies is important then? Good. To see the past versus the present. Good, Caitlin. Yep, absolutely. And then that bell, your idea ties on to Caitlin so perfectly, right? And then how we affect the future. Yes. Perfect, you guys, right? There's that real connection between the history and the present time and the future, right? So even though we associate social studies with, you know, a lot of students have preconceptions around social studies, right? It's all about the past. We study the wars, we study First Nations, we study medieval Europe, right? But we need to connect that knowledge to today, right? Why do we study that, right? Because there are legacies from those cultures that are in today's society, right? And how does that affect us for the future, right? How does that affect our political systems? How has it affected our laws? How has it affected our environment? All of those things. That is the study of social studies, okay? So now to go a little bit deeper into that though, you guys, fantastic. Thank you for engaging in my provocation blanket and activating our minds, right? What I want you guys to do now, is we're going to go on to acquiring the knowledge, okay? So we need to gain a little bit of more knowledge around why maybe we study social studies, okay? Because there is a reason. I don't just make this up because I love social studies, which is super funny, you guys, to think about, because in high school, I did fine in social studies, right? I wasn't a huge fan, right? I would get an A, right? Just because I was a good student, right? I wasn't super interested in it. Excuse me. And then in my grade 12 year, I took geography 12, which blew my mind. That is what got me like super interested in social studies. But I also took history 12. And it's so funny, you guys, I'm not even joking. This is still when there was provincial exams. History 12, second semester, I was 2 weeks away from writing the provincial exam, and I dropped it. I couldn't handle it. I could not see the relevance in it. I didn't understand why I was studying it. It was boring to me, and I didn't get it, right? I dropped it with 2 weeks left in the semester, you guys. Isn't that so crazy? As I stand here and I'm teaching social studies, is that I dropped history 12. But the funny thing is that first year college, I had to take a history class. So basically, it was like history 12 again, right, in university. And I loved it. There was just something switched in my brain that I was like, oh, this is why we do what, like, this is why the world works the way it does today, is because of the past. Okay, I started making those connections, right? No, Belle, I wouldn't have, right? But the funny thing is, it's always a learning lesson, right? I feel stuff happens for a reason, and there was a reason why I couldn't get through History 12 my grade 12 year. And I was meant to be with that professor, right? In college, he was meant to bring my love of history back. And it's funny because that actually went into, I love like historical geography. I love historical, I took a lot of historical English literature, that sort of stuff, because I just started tying that all in, right? So super interesting path to where I am now, right? So what I want you guys to do is I have a little bit of a reading strategy for you guys to use, because now that we're into social studies, we may read a novel. I don't know where you guys want to go with this. I have no idea. But what I do know is that I still like teaching those reading strategies. And when we read something that is nonfiction, right? Because we're not reading a story here, I want you guys to be able to decipher that information just as well as you can, okay? So what I've done is I've given you an idea bookmark, okay? And I think we may have used this as well in English at some point. I can't remember. But basically what you're going to do, it's the same strategy. You can use it for fiction and nonfiction text. So what it is once you read the article, or as you're reading the article, really start engaging and looking for significant quotes. What are those significant pieces of information that I need to take out of this article? What seems really important to me? So I want you to download the idea bookmark, okay? Jot down any significant quotes. And then underneath that, underneath the quotes, you guys, there's a big section around connections that you're making, wondering, questions, all of those other strategies that we've kind of talked about in English. And as you're reading this article, it's called The Importance of Social Studies in the School Curriculum. Okay? So I want to give you guys 15 minutes. Okay, we'll take 15 minutes to read that and complete the idea bookmark. Be ready to go back with your partner and discuss the significance, and then be ready to discuss as a class as well. All right, so let's take 15 minutes and get that done. All right, come on back into Blackboard, ladies and gentlemen. Give me a green check mark so that I know you are ready to begin and start. Perfect. As I start seeing this sea of green check marks. Awesome. Perfect. Lindsay, you done? Christiana, Sean, perfect. Give me those green check marks, you guys. Now, what I want to do is before we start, I want everyone to, perfect, thanks, Caitlin. I want everyone to unraise their hands because we're going to switch it up again. And I want you to have some different partners here this time. Okay, so Caitlin, just wait. Oh, you hit it too soon. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. All right. Okay, so now, so everybody, unraise your hands. Unraise. I want to see a clear participant box. Awesome. And I think Sean's not there yet, so I will give him a pass on this one. Okay, now I want everyone to raise their hands. Kaylin and Angelina, I do not want you put together. You are going to have to speak with somebody else. All right, so make sure Christiana, Slade, get those hands up. No, yeah, now you need to have your hands up, Emily. You're good. Okay, here we go. So Sean and Alexis, you guys are together. Belle and Paige, Dean and Caitlin T, Caitlin P and Cassie, Emily and Hallie, Alyssa and Jocelyn, Kaylin and Lindsay, Angelina and Bryn, and then Christiana and Slade. All right? That's okay. That's okay. All right. So now what you're going to do, you guys, is, so whoever's with Caitlin T, Dean, I think it's you. Yeah. Dean, are you okay just typing into the room chat? Because Caitlin's on her phone and she can't do the private. Okay, awesome. So we will take another 5 minutes, you guys. I want you to share your quote, whether it's one quote, two quotes, whatever it is, okay, whatever you thought that big idea was and why. What was the significance of that quote? All right, so go ahead and get started. You've got 5 minutes to chat with your partner. All right, ladies and gentlemen, finish up what you're talking about with your partner. I don't want to cut anybody off. As I was going through your guys' conversations, I love where this is going. It's amazing. All right, so I am going to bring up the live here again, and I want to hear your thoughts around the article. What was some, again, let's do it like we did before. You've got to choose your partner. Maybe you don't have to share, let's do it this way. You don't have to share your specific quote per se, but let's talk about what your partner thought the significance of the article was really about. Okay, so make sure in your answer you include your partner's name and what they thought the significance of that article was about in your own words. Don't just copy and paste from your chat. All right. So go ahead, start putting that into the chat, you guys, because I loved what you guys were talking about. There were some really, really deep connections being made. Okay, so Jocelyn, go a little bit deeper than that. Maybe you will have to use a bit of the quote, right? Just to put it in context for everybody else. How social science is a... Yes. Good. Excellent. What else was everyone talking about? Good. Good, Caitlin. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely right, Bryn. It really does put you into perspective where you are in your world, right? Absolutely. And how we are lucky to be born into where we are, right? Yes, I love that, Belle. So how everyone thinks differently. I like that. I like, and how to communicate, right, with others. That's part of social studies. Keep that in the back of your brain as to where we're going next in this train of thought. Yeah. Oh, I like that, Sean. Good. I still see people chatting, so I don't want to cut anybody off. So it doesn't repeat itself. Good, yeah, because we need, and so Angelina, I'm going to throw a question out to you. How do we make sure that that doesn't happen? How do we make sure that that history doesn't repeat itself? Or we try our darndest to not let it happen, right? Yeah, good. So learning from our past. Yes, so who, I'm just gonna scroll up a bit here, you guys. Yeah, so Emily, good. Yeah, Hallie said it's important to learn this because our world is constant and it's different than years ago. And how we have to interact with that world, right? And so again, keep that in the back of your mind. Good, you guys, excellent. I still see the chat going, so I don't want to cut anybody off. Good. So I'm going to go even deeper, Angelina, because you're on the right track. Okay. And actually, I'll let you off the hook right now, because actually that's where we're going. I'm hoping that's where we're kind of going. You're right. It has to do about education, right? Absolutely. Good. So you guys really had some good themes in there, right? Around studying human behaviors and all of those things. That's fantastic, you guys. You're delving in really deeply, okay, into the importance of social studies, okay, and why I make you study social studies. Or not why I make you, why I want you to study social studies. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. We do need to learn about that, right? Absolutely, Paige. Yeah, for sure. And that is why we do that. But there's a deeper reason as to why we do and make you study social studies. It's not just to, don't get me wrong, it's also to learn the importance of history and geography and all of those things, and find something that you're passionate about, all of those things in relation to history or geography. But I want you to start thinking like a historian, because those skills that you develop when you study social studies can be applied in all aspects of your life. Okay? And that's why I really wanted to start with this broad topic around what is social studies and why do we study it and what's the importance of it. It's to build your skills, okay? To make you become historical thinkers. What do historical thinkers, what do they look like? That's my next question to you. What do historical thinkers look like? What are the skills that they possess? Cassie, I'm going to put that up on the screen just because that was so funny. Yes, they have beards. That's what we think of. We think of that like old man with glasses, wire-rimmed glasses and beards, right? All right. Love it. Love that that's the first image that comes to your mind, right? So what is, though, those... Sorry, Mr. Ross just stuck his face out in front of me because he's got a beard. Yeah, right. They wear robes. Mr. Ross is not wearing a robe, by the way. They carry books. They're sophisticated. Okay, now we're talking about, though, like the actual looks, though, right? Okay, let's step away from that. What skill set do historical thinkers have? What do you need when you're looking at, history, geography, when you're looking at those issues, okay? Constantly seeking knowledge about so there we go. Now they have an open mind, they're interpretive, they're curious. Yeah, they're okay with being wrong, they're okay with taking risks, right, Belle? Yeah, they're determined. This is what historical thinkers are about, okay? That's where I want you guys to start going. Okay, absolutely. Now we're starting to build around what is a historical thinker. Okay, so here we go, because now we've started this already. Now I am going to, so I gotta flip up my screen so I can actually see it here, you guys. Give me a second. Oh, I think I created a new page. Hold on. No, maybe not. Okay. Oh, what is going on with my Blackboard? There we go. Sorry, you guys. Yes, we all are. Right, Belle? Okay, I wanted to clear the page here, you guys, because now what I want to do is something a little bit called like jot thoughts. Okay, so I believe you still have whiteboard privilege, and what I want you to do is on that whiteboard, I want you to jot down any thoughts that you have. Okay, again, If you're having multiple thoughts, keep them separate, right? Don't just write me a great big list in one text box, okay? Because you know me, and I like to be able to, right, move around words and thoughts, right? So we can group thoughts, right? So what does studying social studies do for you as a person? Or another question that I can go with is, what skill set do you need to be successful when studying social studies? Okay, Caitlin, what you can do is, if you don't, because you're on your phone, right, type in your thoughts into the room chat and I will add them to the whiteboard. Okay, that's what we'll do. Now, so what we're going to do is we're just starting on that number one. This is an individual thing. This is your own thoughts, okay? I'm going to give you guys, say, about 5 minutes, and I just want you guys on that whiteboard, make sure your text is big enough, please, that we can read it on the live screen as well. That's super important, okay? And that's where we're going, okay? So I want you to jot down any thoughts around what does studying social studies do for you as a person, and what skill set does it build in you when you study social studies, okay? So let's take 5 minutes. I'm going to bring up the whiteboard here so we can actually see. Make sure that I've got this. Yeah, there we go. So Caitlin, whenever you're ready, I will add in whatever you type as well. Okay, so again, make sure that you guys, it's spaced and big enough, like we can see the text, right? That's big. And you don't have to type out full sentences either, you guys. Okay, like you can just make them short, quick words, whatever it is. Awesome, you guys. Perfect. I'm just reading through it because you guys actually wrote like so much. Good. Awesome. Okay, we need to take some time to really digest with this, all right? Because I think what you guys wrote is fantastic. Oh, my Blackboard is killing me, you guys. All right, so now I'm quickly just going to jump back to the assignment here, you guys, to where I want. So what I want you to do now is with your partner, with your same partner that you just were working with, okay? I want you to choose a color, okay? And maybe just here in the room chat, put down what color you're going to be so that you, right? There we go. So Caitlin's group's going to be purple. Nobody else choose purple, okay? That sort of thing. Just quickly jot down which color your group's going to be, okay? Now, oh, look, see, Lindsay and Jocelyn, figure it out. Okay, choose a standard one that you're going to be able to do, okay? What you're going to do is you are going to choose, you get 5 dots, okay, per group. You get 5 votes per se, okay? And I want you to put as a group, as a partner group, you're going to put your 5 dots to whichever thoughts you agree with. Okay? Now, you can choose to put all 5 dots on one because you're like, yes, I completely agree with this. I'm passionate about this. Or you can split your 5 however you want. But you have just do it as a partner. You have to communicate with your partners, okay? So make sure that you can, and don't just be like, oh yeah, whatever you think, okay? Make sure you really, truly are collaborating with each other to come up with what you believe social studies does for you as a person and the skill set that you need to develop that, okay? Now, we're gonna take say another, I don't know how long this will take. Maybe I'll give you guys 10 minutes to do your vote because you guys actually did write a lot there, okay? No, so Caitlin, whoever your partner is, I think it's Dean, right? You guys can just chat in the room and then Dean can actually make the mark, right, on the whiteboard. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, perfect. So I want to take about 10 minutes, you guys. And I want you guys to go ahead and vote. Put down your dots where you think you have the most influence or what you guys believe in. Okay, so take 10 minutes and go ahead and get started. Awesome. I think everybody got their 5 votes in from the look of the dots that are going on the screen. Fantastic. So you can see where there are clusters of dots, right? You can see where you guys are starting to, what's the word I'm looking for? Agree, right? I want to say, I can't remember the word I'm looking. This is mommy brain kicking in right now. All right. Okay. So I'm just going to move on, and then it'll come to me afterwards. I'm just going to head back because I want to now show you what you are going to do with this. Okay. Now, what you're going to do, okay, is we want to, as a class, come up with the 3 concepts that we can agree on, okay? So we're going to take a look and where are those clusters forming, okay? Then we're going to go back as a class, and I want you guys to create our I can statements for whether that's the unit, whether it's going to be for the whole semester. I don't know. It's going to be where you guys take this. Right? And remember when we were doing social studies, or not social studies, we're doing social studies now, English. Remember at every unit, I would give you guys those big, broad I can statements. And at the end of the unit, you could go back and say, yeah, okay, I did that. I showcased that in this assignment, right? That sort of thing. That's what we're doing here. We're getting how are we going to assess our learning through our I can statements, so that by the end of the semester, by the end of the unit, we can go back to these I can statements and say, yep, I can do that, and here is how I showed it, right? When I accomplished this, when I did this assignment, when I did this project, right? That sort of thing, okay? So I've really broken it down, and I want you guys now we need to, as a class, have a discussion around this. Where are we seeing, you know, where the most dots are? Because obviously that's where the votes are. And that's where we want to focus. So what are you guys thinking? Where do there seem to be some big dots? Yeah, see, so someone, and it's funny, I wonder, I was like, in my head, I saw that statement and I'm like, someone moved ahead on me. Right? Because that's essentially where we're going. That is an I can statement. So let's just take that. That's okay. So Dean, let's just take that because you're right. I think there's a big chunk of dots there. I think everyone kind of likes that, right? So, but I want to go back because I want to make sure that that actual I can statement makes sense. Okay, does it have all the parts it needs to make an I can statement, right? Does that make sense to you guys? So there's 3 parts to an I can statement, okay? So the first statement, or the first part of an I can statement is I can. The words I can, okay? That's pretty easy, right? Self-explanatory. Now, the second part of an I can statement, okay, is the do. It's almost like the action word. It's a verb. It's something that you can actually do, okay? Now, I've actually given you a list to help you, okay? So it's sideways, sorry you guys, but when you're coming up with this, look in this keyword section. Okay, that's what you're looking for. I'm also looking for more of this end of the paper because there's your higher order thinking. And when you're in grade 10, I want you going to that deeper level. So you're right. Yes, Caitlin, analyze would be our do word, right? That would be our action word. So I can analyze. Right? Then the third part, I'm just going to go back. I'm just going to close this because now you guys know where that is. The third part is that the content around the action. So what are we going to analyze? It's the know. What do we need to know in our brains to actually analyze? Okay? So when I go back to our this I can statement, right? So it has I can, it has an action word, analyze. The relationship between historical events, taking into consideration cause, effect, sequence, and connections. That is a really deep I can statement. You're right, and it works. It is broad. This is a big I can statement. This would be something that we would do as like for the full semester for sure. Okay? So that's one I can statement. We can reword this. Remember, we need to come to a consensus as a class. Will you be able to showcase this to me when I go to assess an assignment, right? Or a project. It's got to be able to hit this I can statement, right? That's really big, okay? So that's one I can statement. If we need to reword this, we can. But what I want to do is come up with at least 2 other ones, okay, based on what you guys are talking about, okay? So if we want to throw some ideas up into the chat, okay, and you guys discuss it as a class, maybe we need to take it back a notch. Do we need to go back and maybe work with a partner first? And then we can share with the class? That might be easier. We tend to do better with partner work first, right, you guys? So yeah, maybe we'll do that, okay? So take a look, okay? Take a look at, okay? So Caitlin, awesome. You and Dean are going to work in the room chat, okay? Take a look at what we have written there, right, you guys, where we're really resonating with. And I want you guys to come up with some I can statements, okay? So Jess, because we have an odd number now that you're in Blackboard, why don't you just connect with Caitlin and Dean, because then you can actually do, and because you're on your phone as well, right? So you won't be able to private chat anyways. So you, Dean, and Caitlin can be a group. Okay? And you guys can just chat in the room. Everybody else, you guys can chat with your partners. And I'm going to give you a significant amount of time. Well, not significant. Let's go, I don't know. What are you guys thinking? 15 minutes? 20 minutes? An hour, Caitlin. Remember, we're going to come back as a group to really discuss it. Okay, to really break it down and make sure that everyone understands. So let's start with 15 minutes. Okay, you guys, we'll start with 15 and we'll take it from there. Maybe by 15 minutes, maybe you'll only have one I can statement, and that's totally fine, right? Maybe that's totally fine. And then if we come together as a group, maybe we can, see what everybody's is, and we can decide on what 3 we really want to focus on. Okay? Awesome. Okay. Let's do this. I am laughing. We are sitting here like laughing so hard at you guys right now. I love it. Oh, it's fantastic. Oh, Dean, Christiana, you guys are so funny. Okay, literally blown away from what I saw you guys coming up with your partners. Blown away, okay? I love what you guys have come up with so far. Now, this is what I'm going to ask you to do, because I think what we're going to do, I don't know if we're going to have enough time, and you guys, they were so good. Okay, what I want to do now is narrow this down. You guys came up with such great ones but now what I want to do is now you were in small groups, I want to make you into larger group, and I want you to share your I can statements, right? And then maybe you'll see, oh, those are really similar. Is there a way that we could like reword them or whatever, because we like a little bit of this part and a little bit of this part? Or maybe you're like, wow, your guys' was amazing. Let's take that one, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys into breakout rooms, okay? And I'll give you another, and I know obviously most of you guys actually didn't even need 15 minutes. So maybe I'll put you into your breakout rooms and give you 10 minutes to discuss each group's I can statements. And within your group of 4 or 5, depending if you get stuck on the main room with Caitlin and Dean and Jess, then you're going to come up with and narrow it down to 3 statements, okay? So you're going to come out as a larger group, come together as 3 statements. Okay, yeah, so it's Caitlin, Dean, and Jess in the main room, okay? Why don't, I'm just going, oh, my blackboard, you guys, is driving me insane. Give me a second here. Oh, yo. Here we go. Okay, so Sean and Alexis, I'm assuming that you guys are partners. Do you guys mind going into the main room then with Dean and Caitlin and Jess? Is that okay with you guys? Okay, perfect. So you guys are going to be one group, okay, in the main room. Then in the next breakout room, I'll put Belle and Paige, you guys are a group, right? Yeah, so I'll put Belle and Paige with Cassie and Emily. Okay, so that's one breakout room. I haven't made the breakout rooms yet, so I'm just trying to, oh, who's with Hallie? Sorry, Emily. Okay, so Cassie and Paige are gonna go, sorry, not Cassie and Paige. Belle and Paige are gonna go with, Cassie, who's your partner? Okay, and Caitlin P. So we'll go Belle and Paige, Cassie and Caitlin P. And then Emily and Hallie, you guys can go with Alyssa and Bryn. Were you guys partners? Okay. And Alyssa, you were with Jocelyn. Okay, so we're going to do this. Let me just make the breakout rooms right now so I can see where my... So give me 2 seconds here, you guys. I'll create 5 just in case. Okay, so like I said, oh, and I sent you guys all 2 different ones. So let me just... Okay, I've just messed everything up, you guys. Grrr. Because now I don't remember partners and everybody's in different rooms. Darn it. You know what? I'm going to stop while I am ahead of the game, okay? So this is what we're going to do. This is what I would like you to do. We're going to do this. This is how we're going to start next day, okay? So this is what I want you guys to do, because I don't want you to forget anything, all right? So did I create this? I believe I created this as, yeah, I did, as an actual assignment. Yeah, I did. So I want you guys to submit what you came up with in partners, your 3 I can statements, okay? Just so we don't lose them, okay? So they're housed here now, okay? Then next day, we're gonna come back, right? When I see you guys again on Thursday, we'll come back and we'll go into breakout rooms, okay? Maybe in your online, when you hand in your 3 I can statements, can you put down who you were partnered with? And then that way I can right away make the groupings already, okay? Who's gonna go together. And then that can be set for next day. All right, you guys? And then that's what I'd like you to accomplish for today. Does that make sense? That's your little homework exit ticket. You need to hand in your 3 I can statements with the names of your partner or partners. That's your exit ticket for today. All right, and then that's where we'll start on Thursday in our breakout rooms. Oh, Miss Ward, okay. Okay, now, does that all make sense to you guys? Oh, Dean, yay. Okay, good, excellent. Okay, so that's what I need you guys to accomplish before you leave. So if you've written something in a private chat that you quickly want to copy and paste, make sure you don't leave the room, right? Totally fine, Cassie, totally fine. Yep, if you guys only came up with 2, yeah. Yeah, so Caitlin T, you're gonna put in yours that it was Dean, Jess, and you. Yeah, totally fine. All right, deep breath. And with that, we can say goodbye. All right, have a fantastic afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you on Thursday morning. And you submitted into Moodle. Yes, Hallie, into the importance of social studies. That's where you're submitting it. Yeah, perfect. I will check that, Dean, before I leave. All right, bye, you guys.